Okay.
Okay, welcome everybody. I'd like to, we're going to start off as we always do, Pledge of Allegiance. We have a new commander, so Captain Eddie Lau, why don't you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Good evening, everybody.
It's good, you got a flag behind you, that's good.
Oops, it just turned off.
No, it's on, you're on, we see you.
Okay. All right. Nice. Whoa. Yeah. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. I'd like to now just call for a moment of silence before we get the public portion started on the passing of Patrol Officer Adib Fayez, who was assigned to our neighboring 6-6 precinct. So a moment of silence for that young police officer. Thank you so much. We open up with the public portion of the meeting, and that's the part where the public speaks and we as board members do not. When we start the meeting, the public doesn't speak as much as you want to get involved in the conversation, and only the board members can interact. So those are the rules of the game. And Marnie, raise your hand and Marnie will acknowledge you from the public. Don't hear you, Marnie, you're on mute.
You figured I would get this already. Tambe John?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm getting a weird echo. Okay. Hopefully it's on my end and not yours. But good evening. My name is Tambe John. I'm the branch manager at the Newtrick branch, the library located at 1743 86th Street. I apologize once again. I'm hearing this unusual echo and I'm trying to hear around it. So I apologize if I'm saying it twice or I'm shouting. I don't know what's going on. It's a headset or what it is, but anyway, I will continue. The library would like to let everyone know that we have Ready Set kindergarten program that resumes this month virtually and in person at participating branches. Families can enjoy stories and activities designed to encourage early learning practice. Each week of this 6-session series, families will explore literacy, science, and math through music, stories, art, and play. Families will receive free materials to continue the learning and fun at home. Visit brooklynlibrary.org/kids or your local library for more information on this program, our multilingual story times, or our recently relaunched children's Lego programs. The library would also like to let you know registration for spring ESOL classes opens February 21st. BPL offers many types of English classes, from beginner classes to specialized classes, resulting in certifications for medical billing, food handling, or digital literacy. The registration for spring classes will begin February 21st. Anyone interested in these classes should visit BPL's website and fill out the interest form. If you have any questions about our ESOL classes, you can visit our website or write ESOL@brooklynlibrary.org. And when I say Brooklyn Library, that's BKLYN library.org. BPL also is offering outreach services. Working with the city's Action NYC program, libraries provide free immigration, legal screenings, and representation in your language. There is a waiting list for this program, but our staff will refer anyone in need to other partners as well. BPL's popular senior debate series is coming back in March, and seniors who would like to join this debate club, which meets virtually and at our central library, can find out more information at brooklynlibrary.org/older adults And
Hi,
finally, the
Yeah.
Nutrik Library and High Lawn branches would like to invite you
Oh,
to
okay.
visit the
I
Brooklyn
raised my
Library
hand already.
website
Somebody
for
talking, then
more
I gotta,
information,
yeah,
upcoming
Gotta go
programming.
on mute. Dr. Law, on mute.
I'm muted.
Okay, so just the final, just in case you didn't hear that final statement, the Nutrik Library and High Lawn Libraries would like to invite you to visit the Brooklyn Library website for more information on upcoming programming and events. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening and enjoy your Valentine's Day.
Great. Thank you.
Manny,
You can, yeah, Dr. Law.
Mr. Mr.
Dr. Law.
Colton cannot get on the, can
Yeah.
you let Mr. Colton in? He just called me twice, Mr. William Colton.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Thanks, Dr. Law.
Okay,
Okay, anybody else?
Yes, just
I'm
one
sure.
moment. Brian Gross.
Is Brian Gross from Council Member Alexa Avilas's office. I'll be very quick. So our office is open to, of course, anyone, and we're offering free tax services in partnership with Grow Brooklyn. You can call our office to make an appointment, 917-439-9012, 917-439-9012. That's pretty much it. You guys have any other concerns? You can call our office or email me at bgross@council.nyc.gov. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Okay,
Susan Zhang.
Hi, this is Susan Zhuang. I'm Assemblyman William Colton's Chief of Staff. There's a couple of things we want to update with the public. Oh, Assemblyman is here.
yeah, he's there. So is he gonna talk about it or you're gonna talk about it? We don't want to go over.
I will talk about our office information. Now we have a lawyer coming every Tuesday for immigration issue and housing issue, free of charge. This lawyer speak Russian, and we also have Chinese translator in the office. So if anyone need immigration service or issue with landlord, they're always welcome to come to our office. The time it's every Tuesday between 10 to 4. If our community need more, probably we can request the lawyer come more often. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one moment.
Okay.
David Kupferberg.
Hi, I'm here to talk about the Brooklyn Bus Network redesign. New York City's mass transit peers are London, Paris, Tokyo, and the island nation of Singapore. We believe that ridership and coverage are important to a well-functioning mass transit network, but we are different than our peers in the sense of bus stop spacing. We prefer to give people a short distance to walk to the stop. We prefer bus stops to be 2 to 3 street blocks apart. Unfortunately, that comes with caveats. Compared to our peers, service is slow and less reliable. We could make most of bus corridors a busway, like what was done in Paris, but that would require infrastructure that we cannot accommodate. Another option is to have distances start apart. Hold on for one moment. I'm sorry. Luckily for the MTA and NYC DOT, I analyzed each and every bus stop within Brooklyn on a case-by-case basis. I have them on spreadsheets in a separate file and on a flash drive. I make a similar conclusion as I did with the Queens Bus Network redesign draft plan. 95% of the stops in Brooklyn are good exactly where they are. but claim that bus service via 65th Street would duplicate the B9 at 60th Street and the N train at 62nd Street is rubbish. Although there is plenty of capacity on the N train, generally it serves Manhattan riders. Linking the existing B2 with the Bay Ridge Avenue segment of the B64 would be a boon for the surrounding neighborhoods. Besides, if the claim that there are duplicative services in Manhattan is valid, most of their north-south services would have to be continued. The B2 should not only exist, it should be extended. The diversion of the B16, sorry, that's another district, I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you,
Um,
David. Thanks for your input. Anybody else?
Yes, all right. Sarah Watt, Sarah?
Hi, this is Sarah. I am Assemblyman William Colton, co-chief of staff. Actually, I like to say that Assemblyman trying to get in, for some reason, he cannot
Here.
speak and
He's in,
Here,
he's in, but
he's in.
okay, we are trying like last 15-20 minutes, but there was a problem.
No, he's in.
we see him.
Okay, so okay, he like to speak also.
Yeah, he will.
Okay.
Now,
It's not his time
Thank you.
yet, Sarah. Okay. So Bill, I'm gonna have a staff like yours in the future. Okay, very protected. It's not your time yet, though. As soon as we're done with the public portion, you'll be on.
Okay, we have a representative from Councilman Kagan's office. If you would just unmute yourself.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Because I'm very
Yeah.
unsure of how I'm
Yes.
doing this because I can't see anything. Good evening, everybody. My name is Ayanna Williams. I'm the Director of Constituent Services for Councilmember Ari Kagan in the 47th District. Councilman Kagan has a lot of activities going on lately. He's trying to make sure he connects all the dots. Just this morning, he attended the 62nd Precinct roll call at 7 a.m. to show his thanks and appreciation to the NYPD and handed out some citations. He's been to the Lunar New Year celebrations, including the one with the Italian Federation and the Bensonhurst Parade on 18th Avenue. He's been visiting a lot of the Spanish-speaking churches in the neighborhood as well, including St. Finbar. He also co-sponsored a community resource fair at New Wave Ukrainian Heritage School in Bath Beach. He did a rally on the steps of City Hall against the homeless shelter that they're looking to do at 137 Kings Highway, along with Assemblymember Colton. And we're having our ice skating event again in Coney Island from the 21st to the 24th. This time the hours will be from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and that will be at Abe Stark Rink. And anybody who comes to our office, we can speak to everyone. We speak Chinese, we speak Russian, we speak Ukrainian, we speak Urdu, we speak Spanish. Just come see us, Italian even. Whatever you need, we'll put our contact information in here, or you can actually email me directly for anything you need at awilliams@council.nyc.gov. Thank you.
Thank you.
Craig Clickfield, if you would like to speak at the public portion, please just unmute yourself.
I don't know if you can hear me because I can't see what's going on that clear. My name is Craig Clickfeld. Just to let you know, I'm the new division chief for the CERT team in Division 5. And I'm hoping to get to work with everybody as the time goes on.
Perfect.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Craig.
You're welcome.
And that is it.
Okay, so we're gonna have a motion to close the public portion of the meeting. Okay, Jeff, and then Ross, all in favor? Well, any opposed? Okay, so it's carried unanimously. Okay, we're gonna start off. Assemblyman Colton, you're on. Oh, wait a minute, hold it. I'm losing my mind. We needed to accept the minutes of January 12th. Yes. Sal, and then we have Janet. Okay, is there any changes that anybody has? If there are no changes, I will take vote by exception. Is there anybody voting against the minutes? Okay, so minutes carried unanimously. Now you're good, Bill.
Okay, I'm doing this actually from home because I drove in from Albany. I got here about 4:30 and we had an event at the precinct. And then I had to find the email. Finally, I did, and Sarah was helping me, and I thank her for that. She's very good. As was indicated by Councilman Ari Kagan, we did have a very successful rally at City Hall this past Friday. We had over 150 people. We actually had Susan Zwang had gotten 4 buses. And we brought in, thanks to Renee Mitchell, we brought in some speakers from homeless shelters. And they exposed some of the horrors that go on in these homeless shelters. And we got, I think, very good coverage from it. So I remain very hopeful that we're going to be successful in this fight. We're now looking for possibilities of better uses of the property. And we're exploring even the possibility of a school for the property, and also possibility of, affordable housing, like is in the building at 166, where a certain percentage might be affordable housing. And we're looking at what other possibilities there might be, because the city really at this point needs to find a better use. And, the owner clearly, has the property. I think if he's offered a better use where he can still make money, I think, he may consider it. And so we're going to explore that fully. Commissioner Jenkins is resigning in March, sometime in March. A new commissioner will take over. I think the acting commissioner will be Molly Parks, who has been pretty cooperative in a lot of the things that we've done in terms of homeless people on the streets of 86th Street and 18th Avenue. We have a number there, and working with Renee Mitchell, we've been trying to deal with that situation. But I was very pleased with the rally. I think we got the proper message out. We're not against helping homeless people. We want to see homeless people, get help, but homeless shelters, the congregate shelters, don't do it. They're a disaster. And the speakers from many of the shelters around the city who came to speak at City Hall made that very clear. There was a woman who was a veteran, actually, with a child who was being given a terrible time in these homeless shelters. Another woman was harassed, had to be transferred to another shelter after a lot of, stress and physical problems. There's tremendous problems in these shelters. We're not going to permit it here in the Bensonhurst area. We shouldn't permit it anywhere. I'm against homeless shelters no matter where. They should start closing them down and start moving into putting the money into building permanent housing. So we'll, that to be continued. And I think, we're going to end up with a good, successful result with it. I'm very optimistic. I think that we've gotten a number of complaints in terms of, I've heard some of the bus complaints. We're going to be, continuing to give input on that. They have not taken effect yet. I believe they are going to be eventually, after the meetings are held and the input is given, there will be decisions made, and we're going to have to, be on top of that. I heard a lot of complaints about the Kingsborough bus. The Kingsborough stop being eliminated. And there's a number of other which we've heard here today. So we want to make sure the MTA, in doing a bus redesign, makes it improve service and not simply eliminate stops, which many of the lines are simply having stops eliminated. And that presents an extreme hazard or a burden, an obstacle to seniors and people with children, bringing children back and forth to school. So, we definitely, will be giving input on that issue. Otherwise, we had a terrible tragedy this past week with the police officer. The funeral was today. I mean, we all are just brokenhearted again that a police officer has been, killed. A father, 2 children. He's a son. He's a father. He's a husband. and he's a police officer. And the grief for the family is tremendous. We need to not only pray for the repose of his soul, that he goes to heavenly eternal rest, but also we need to act to get justice done. A suspect has been arrested. He has to be tried, but we need to change the criminal justice system, because these career criminals keep getting released until finally they kill somebody or do some very severe damage to some other person. That's got to stop. We need more money for mental health. We need more money in terms of, providing education, jobs, but we need to punish the ones who break the law. They have to be held accountable, and they can't simply be, let out again and again to keep doing it. But that's something we're going to have to keep working on. And I hope this year in the legislature, we will get some bail reform laws. But, we're going to continue fighting. And again, I want to thank the CB11 for all the good work they've been doing. We've used them many times when there's a problem. We call Monty, and she's always very responsive. And so we're lucky here in CB11 to continue to have that kind of great service. So, we'll continue working and continue striving very hard to make this, better and better and better in terms of this community and this neighborhood and those around us. So thank you very much. And, we'll continue working together.
Thank you very much, Assemblyman. Thank you for getting on. He's become the new Peter Abadi, by the way. He's never missed a meeting. So coming down from Albany, whatever. So remember, we used to do the same thing to Peter. So when you don't come, you owe us $1. But good to see you. Good to see you.
Yes.
I'd like to now introduce. We do have a new commander. I'll give you a funny little anecdote. He's hit the ground running, but he called me on the phone, and the first thing he did when he called me on the phone, he's introducing himself. But I think it's a slam call because I see his first 3 numbers look like a 900. I happen to pick it up, so I'm going, yeah, what do you want? What are you doing? He's trying to introduce himself as a new captain. So I just wanted to let you know he's a cool guy because he went right with the flow. And no, he wasn't a fishing scam. And he comes with very good credentials. And again, I like the way he has really reached out to the community at this early stage. So Captain Eddie Lau, you're on the air.
Thank you. I wanted to start off by thanking everybody for their prayers and condolences for the fallen officer. It means a lot when the community reaches out to the police department. We know that the community cares, but to hear something like that, it's a little bit extra that, when the guys go home, it really does make a difference for us. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Captain Eddie Lau. I have 18 and a half years with the department, 4 years in the rank of captain. Previous to this assignment, I worked in the Detective Bureau, Crimes Against Person. That's a citywide robbery units and citywide grand larceny units. So I'm no stranger to trying to get the bad guys off the street, and like the real bad guys, the guys that are hitting all around the city. I hope to bring that experience to this precinct to lead the men and women and to help the community, whether it's a robbery condition or a shoplifting condition. I believe every condition, has an impact on the community, and, looking to address everything, whether it's a big thing or a small thing. I know even like the little things that, we might call little, it impacts people's daily lives. So looking to get good responses from my men and women. I think I've been blessed. I had good predecessors, Inspector Melendez, Inspector Chen. I know Inspector Chen very well. I know he was here for quite a bit of time. I think he has laid a great foundation, and I would like to build on that. The morale in the precinct is great, and I think that's very important. That way the men and women are ready to go and to help the community. But I wanted to thank everybody for having me on, taking a little bit of time for me to introduce myself. I look forward to meeting everybody, in person going forward, and to hear any issues that the 62nd precinct can assist with.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Cap. We appreciate it and good luck and stay safe.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go into the chairman's report. The Planning and Zoning Committee met recently to hear an informal presentation on the proposed rezoning map amendment and zoning text amendment to facilitate the development of 7120 New Utrecht Avenue. The building proposed is a 9-story mixed-use building with 100 new dwelling units. 30% of the units will be permanently affordable. Following the presentation, the application was certified by the Department of City Planning. We recently received an application for a variance and special permit for 321 Avenue T, and an application for a new variance and an amendment to an existing variance for 2170 McDonald Avenue. The applicant seeks to expand the preschool contrary to the existing M1-1 zoning designation. And he seeks waivers for use, front wall height, setback, and sky exposure plane and rear yards. We're going to be scheduling public hearings on all of the above applications. If there are any comments or concerns on fiscal year 2024 capital and expense responses, and now's the time to talk about it. If not, that'll end my report. Okay, so hearing none, Marnie will do the district manager's report.
Thank you, Bill. I just want to put into the record some chats that we received. The Brooklyn Borough President's Office has extended the community board application deadline to February 23rd. They will be conducting interviews starting next week until March, and they'll send an email tomorrow for interview times. The Borough President's Office will also be taking capital funding applications for 2024, starting February 9th. And the New York State redistricting hearing for Brooklyn will be held next Wednesday, the 15th. At 4 p.m. You can do so at Medgar Evers College if you so choose, or you can submit testimony online. And okay, now let's go on to my report. Thank you. So I was honored to attend the many Lunar New Year celebrations in the district in March in the 18th Avenue Lunar New Year Parade hosted by the Chinese American Social Services. I just want to really give a shout out and commend Dr. Law for organizing the parade, which was so well attended. There were hundreds and hundreds of people that participated, and residents came out in support. And it was really a beautiful day, and it was warm weather. In past years, we've froze. And I also just want to recognize the 62nd Precinct for their work in coordinating and supporting the event. They were wonderful. I can't wait till next year. It'll be bigger and better, I'm sure. So I just have some agency announcements. The Department of Sanitation has announced new set out guidelines for trash and recycling to reduce the hours that trash sits curbside. It's slated to go into effect on April 1st, and residential buildings would have to place trash out after 6 p.m. in a secure container, or they may place the trash out after 8 p.m. if putting bags directly on the curb. Or if a building has 9 or more residential units, the property owner may opt in to a 4 p.m. to 7 a.m. set out window instead. This opt-in period will run for the month of January each year, and it will allow the Department of Sanitation to design quick and efficient routes that will go into effect, like I said, on April 1st. In addition, curbside composting is expanding to all New York City neighborhoods. It will begin in Brooklyn on October 2nd. There is no sign up required, and it's on a voluntary basis. It's not a mandatory program. As New York City recovers from the pandemic, New York City Department of Environmental Protection is offering a limited one-time amnesty with up to 100% of interest forgiveness on water bills and wastewater charges to all qualified delinquent customers. The program began on January 30th and runs until April 30th. And it will allow you to have your accrued interest reduced or forgiven by paying your principal balance. Those interested and to determine your eligibility, you may visit nyc.gov/DEP/amnesty, or you may call 718-595-7000. Or you can email amnesty@dep.nyc.gov. And the Department of Housing Preservation and Development asked us to share information on a virtual homeowner resource fair on Thursday, February 16th at 6 p.m. via Zoom. Some of the topics covered are property tax abatements and exemptions, residential building repairs and improvements, and foreclosure prevention and legal help. Anyone interested can either contact me for the link, and I will share it in tomorrow's newsletter. That's all I have, Bill.
Thank you so much. We now
Very
have the, Transportation Committee.
Oh, wait, before Lori, I just have an announcement that I didn't put in the agenda, but it came after. The 62nd Precinct Community Council, the Federation of Italian American Organizations, New Utrecht Library Friends, and of course, CB11 invite you to join us at a meet and greet with the new Fort Hamilton Commander, Colonel Brian Jacobs, next Wednesday, February 15th at noon, and it'll be held at El Centro, 8711 18th Avenue. There is an RSVP requirement to pct62ndcc@aol.com. And on Tuesday, on February 14th at 11 a.m., the 62nd Precinct Community Council will be having a Valentine's Day event at the precinct. I believe it is at 11 a.m. All are invited to attend. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Laura, you now are on the air. Transportation.
Okay, so the Transportation Committee met on January 26th to talk about the MTA Brooklyn bus redesign. We went over each line in detail, and I'm not going to do that tonight because we'll be here for another hour. But basically, the main gist is that they are removing stops and that they're also spacing the stops further apart. And that's a concern to us because we do have a very high percentage of older residents who live within CB11. And also there's no utilization reports that the MTA puts out that tells you for each bus stop how much it is utilized. So just for everyone's FYI, and to please attend if you can, on February 13th, the MTA will be having a meeting for CB11. I think Monty already posted it on our Facebook page, and it's been in the newsletter every week. There were three main recommendations from the committee. One of them was that we should share this info with all of our local CBOs so they could share it with their folks. And Monty already reached out to all of them and sent them the info, and hopefully they'll let their folks know, especially the senior citizens and also those that don't speak English as their primary language. Two other recommendations that I want to bring to the board was that since everything is virtual with this, we're not reaching a lot of our residents who are either seniors and don't go online, or B, English is not their first language. And so the idea was that we could request pop-up sites where the MTA would go and they would question people. So we came up with a whole list, like Bay Parkway and 86th Street, 18th Avenue and 86th Street, 65th Street and 18th Avenue, Bath Avenue, Cropsey. So that was the first recommendation that the committee came up with, that we recommend these pop-up sites to the MTA. And then the second one, which is a little bit more manpower, is to put up signs at the bus stops that are going to be removed. And it would be translated into our major other languages such as Russian, Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic. And it would give the information, do you know that this bus stop is, planned to be removed, and here's how you give feedback and so forth. It's just a one pager. So basically, those two recommendations about suggesting the pop-up sites and the signs at the bus stops that are being removed, I'm bringing to the board for a full vote as to whether or not we could move ahead with this. So the motion on the table is for those two recommendations. Do I have a second on that? Robert is seconding me.
Okay, is there any further discussion from the board?
I have a question. Lori, is there any way, this is Sonia, that you could put on those flyers the Italian language as well? Did you
We really
mention
don't have
Italian?
I would love to, but we don't have many Italian speakers anymore here.
I
It's
beg
not
to
like it used
differ.
to
We
be
have
when I
a
was
lot of
growing up in
Italians
terms of
that,
Italian speakers. I really don't think we have many Italian speakers like on Bay Parkway or in 86th Street and 18th Avenue and 75th.
Unfortunately, you're right, Lori.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
thank you.
thank you. So is there any other comments or edits about those two suggestions before we move to a vote? Okay, so is everyone in favor? Is anyone opposed?
Very
Great, so
unanimously.
we're all good to go. Thank you very much.
Thanks
And don't
very much,
forget,
Lori.
February 13th.
Thank you. Any old business? Any new business? Okay, so hearing none, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Love to all of you and your loved ones, and be safe out there. All right. I'll see you
Yeah.
next month, everybody. Motion to adjourn.
May I say something?
Okay, you almost got lost there, Dr. Law.
I raise my hand.
Oh, I
Hi.
see your hand now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Can you hear me, Mr.
We can hear
President?
you.
Can you hear me? Okay.
We hear
Manny,
you.
thank you for participating on Lunar New Parade and the luncheon. Thank you very much. Also, Mr. Colton, thank you for coming for our parade. Of course, I want to thank our captain now. Captain, thank you very much. Participate on Lunar New Year Parade. Thank you, the officer. Okay, 60 seconds. Make sure this event going successful, smoothly. Thank you very much. And also, Manny, I translate the bus stop into Chinese already. Okay, I'm going to advise, encourage a community member to join the virtual meeting on that day, Monday, 13, 6:30. Give it their opinion. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask them to join the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Law. So hearing that, I don't think anybody else's hand is up that we missed. So now we can have a motion to adjourn. And okay, Robert, and then seconded by Roy. Okay, have a safe month, and we'll see you next month. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.